And let's get back to it, shall we? Let's pick our skills. I don't have more things to unlock because I'm screwed. Okay. Actually, I can... I don't really need that. I think I have added everything I've unlocked. So I can't really do anything else here. No, I can't. And this is the reason why I want the shards. Okay, well. Can't do anything. Let's go. I'm super curious about this, but I'm scared of Kibo. I'm scared for Kibo's sake.
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
She's
Do not
mad.
let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers.
So,
I doubt it though.
our other culprit might not be one of us here.
What do you mean?
The transfer student.
Still with this.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
But they didn't finish the thing because they didn't burn the book, so no.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Also, then they should have been here
Say
at the class
something,
trial. So.
Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? No. Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. Easy. The instructions book, whatever. Necronomicon.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
This one's on.
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes, Rantaro was resurrected. The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
Please, stop it!
That's also a good thumbnail. This is the yeah.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates!
No! So,
I just wanted to listen to all of the lines. I'm interested in what they're saying.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded.
It didn't. It never happened.
According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us,
Who can say more in 1
we
second?
have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
Oh, God. I already read this.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
Yep.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Thank you, Kibo.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Nope.
Oh, I guess you're right.
well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand.
Let it sit instead.
Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life.
Okay.
But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
Make different worlds. Isn't that a new
What are you
world?
talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so, so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
One of them is alive.
Monodum is still alive, though.
Indeed.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
Girl.
There's no way it's possible.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
Okay. What? Huh?
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
Oh.
And it was found in Kyo's research lab.
What's Tsumiki's account?
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie! Booyah! I'm a fucking genius!
Did he? Kyo really? Can the corporate? Does he get the fact in the case? You should think about it from the beginning.
The culprit used a katana.
Hold on, I need to. Thank you. Angie had locked herself in the Ultimate Artist Lab since yesterday, working on the ritual. She would. Oh yeah, hold. She would not unlock the door unless someone from the student council asked her to. The student council members Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Tsumigi. I was on the key before I like, found that I was locked. Quickly open it. Angie's body was found. The sliding. Now it's sliding down. At the slightest touch, something golden and shiny was on the handle. I'm not sure.
Katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab.
Yeah.
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not with some katana.
The katana's precious red. Relic. How could I possibly use it as a weapon?
I was wrong!
I made a mistake. Can you think it over again?
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
I'm gonna listen to
But
all this
anyone could have
properly.
taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie!
Went to the classroom, broke in.
I'm a fucking genius!
Okay.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab, which makes you, Kyo, but anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shitty worm! Went to the classroom, broke in.
What? Kiuna. Why you killed Kiuna? I just still wouldn't have let him into a lab. From there, could have pinned her down and murdered her just like that. Okay, so the other one, the back door then?
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's
My
research
front
lab.
door, back door.
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
I don't know if it's
But
back or
anyone
front
could have
door.
taken that katana.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
No?
I did not care about katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. The classroom broke in.
Fuck.
Damn it!
Okay. So
The
front
culprit
door
used
then?
a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, but anyone could have taken the katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke.
Oh no!
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana.
The
you
last thing. Tried
So
this
that
one,
rusty
tried it,
katana
tried
was
it.
the murder weapon.
You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shitty worm. Went to the classroom, broke in.
That's wrong!
I guess.
No,
my god, that cheese
Kyo
is
would not have
dry.
been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
But she said he broke in. Because he wouldn't have been let in.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
Well,
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
but I do believe
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
that. Necessarily.
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Sure.
Oh, how clever!
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
Ah, yes. I've been sitting for a while.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
And second with Tenko.
I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Lies.
Yeah, of course!
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
My ass! The culprit should confess already! Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well,
No, not Gonta! Gonta would never kill Angie!
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone! Torture Gonta if you don't believe!
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta not the
We're
culprit!
not the culprits.
Oh, are we gonna do this again? Oh no. Yeah, mass panic. Okay. Backtrack, lockpicking, Necronomicon.
We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects outside the
Not
student
betray
council.
student council.
Betray student council.
And
That's utterly impossible.
last night.
A dead chick can't be the culprit.
Only student council members had access. I didn't know robots killed
Doubt
exploring
Gonta.
lines.
But it's definitely not me.
Is that a robophobic remark?
Okay, I need to. Oh my god, I need to focus on one at a time, I think. There are several suspicious statements, but one is obviously inconsistent. I'll listen carefully, sort the statements in my head, find the answer.
We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects outside the
Not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit.
up doors. Only student council members had access. I didn't know robots killed exploring lines.
Lockpicking.
Is that a robophobic remark?
Okay, I think I got
We
it.
must consider other.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit.
up doors. Only student council members.
Yes. Ha! I like that I picked the right one. I was afraid though, because that's Kibo's one. I don't like it. But also he's implementing himself there, so.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Did you pull out something else? Put it on lock. Click. Clack. There open, sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better.
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
Too
No,
easy.
he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room.
I don't know.
They used a different method.
What different method?
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was. That's it!
I don't know exactly why or how, but sure.
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
Stop charging again. Charge, Demi.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
Maybe
The
there's a
culprit used a
the
certain
door?
tool.
tool that culprit used to lock the sliding door from the outside was the sheath? What? I don't remember the order of shit, but Yeah, I think this is the one. No, it's not. Yes, yeah. Okay, that's a no. The scythe? Ah. Yeah. Really? Oh, the sword itself. Nice. Okay, so pink, no, white turns to pink, pink turns to yellow, yellow turns to white. Okay. Now I'm just having fun here. What am I doing?
I see it!
But how though? This doesn't make any
The
sense.
gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
Did she like, did it like swing in the body, get out, let it hit?
So the gold leaf was in the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana
Why use the
did
katana?
heal rather easily.
Why don't you just like push the
Evidence
body
rings a
itself?
bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed
First
on the
game, first-
sliding lock
first
when
kill.
the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock.
How?
Wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
I like Kibo. I really hope it's not him. A different purpose. What could it have been? The culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of the setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Please give me another minigame. Oh, okay, thank you. I like this one. But I don't have the answer, but this will give me 50-50 shots, so I'll take it. Who turned the handle of the sliding lock? What turned the handle? Didn't we just solve that with the katana? Handle of the sliding lock. I kind of like it that it gives us some time here to like read it before you choose here. Katana's hilt has to be. Thank God this is how they're doing it though. Next question, let's go. And brother, of course, the katana. Oh. Ah. To move the katana. What was done to make the katana turn the lock? Stabbing to the effigy? This is the obvious thing, so the next one, this is the one I'm curious about. Oh my god. Okay, this is one word? Angie, what? They're spacing out. They're spacing themselves out now. Oh my god. Nice. Yeah, that's okay. So manipulated. Yeah. How was the effigy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? Pendulum? Hung upside down? Or hung, I guess? Swing it back and forth. What? Spinning it. Oh, okay. That's the first time I failed one. Okay. I guess, because that would like make it go in the correct direction. Which would make the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that does make more sense.
That's it.
Like,
the reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
My buttons aren't working.
Spun?
There you go.
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
Fair. Pendulum wouldn't necessarily help with the lock
I
thing.
see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock, and thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked.
Poor Kayada.
By using the effigy with a katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move. As long as the
That's why I
spinning
thought
katana
the
hit the lock,
pendulum could just
it
like
would have
push it.
slid into position.
I don't know.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Yeah.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used a murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, you wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility, but I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Well, he likes things to be exciting.
Cough it up, Kokichi!
I wouldn't be too surprised.
Man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted into my plan.
Sorry, bud.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You. I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
Excuse me? But who wants to ever be fucking called that? We need Miyu to die. I'm sorry, I like her, but no, she's gone too far now. What the fuck? What is the age limit on this game? The fuck is happening?
What should we talk about now?
Konta. Oh my god, think
We must
anything.
focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gota, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
Nice subtle.
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway,
No, stop.
suspect rangers.
Mute. God.
What should we
Checking
talk
stamp.
about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect?
What is the fucking age limit on this thing? There has to be
Well,
some.
guys, I want to hear what you think.
Doesn't it say?
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
Need to Google that, I guess.
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die? I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and
17
not
plus.
just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What?
What do you mean?
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
I wouldn't say that though.
Did you suggest that to waste our
It's
time?
not meaningless!
That's the one good thing with the auto. It skips when they actually like. Here we go. I'll wrap this
Tenko's
together.
death was meaningless?
Oh god.
How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her?
It's fine for 11 years old. It's fine as this.
Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
I'll look more into that later.
Lies?
I need to know the age limit of this
Everything
game.
you said is total BS.
Because I can open the Steam page without affirming my age, so it's below 18.
You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive.
Makes sense. She did, but not at the end there.
But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now.
Guilt.
I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her. Thank her.
I can't smell it.
It's
I was...
too late.
Yeah,
My
seriously.
sense of smell is
It's
bad.
way too late to realize that now.
No, it's not. Never mind. It came.
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Just
Himiko,
keep a bleed.
I understand what you're going through.
It doesn't. No.
So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth.
No, because Angie should have been the one hurting herself with the thing. Not the other
I'm
one.
not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito! Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless.
Please don't.
The name of the curse is Death Curse!
Okay.
Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up. All you guys are gonna help out too.
Anyway.
Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
Nah, not necessarily.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever.
Because the... I don't know. I don't know, I'm so confused.
Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death.
Because premeditation and all that.
Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
I need to ban the words on. Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Kaito.
Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Wait, does she have... she has a halo and wings? Who fucking drawn Angie's? They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tancrotch!
The people attended the seance. People attended the seance. Suichi, Himiko, Kokichi. Kyo, Shuichi, Himiko. No. Okay. No, what the fuck am I doing? I panicked.
Oh no!
The time limit stressed me out. I'm slow to read. It was Kyo, yeah, Shuichi. This is us. Himiko. and Kokichi. Fucking stupid. I panicked. I forgot who was it.
Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those 4 are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
One thing though, because the only floorboard that we know was removable is the one under Himiko, which means none of us in the same room could have been it. So and I highly doubt it was Himiko, so I think everyone in the room is innocent. That I'll say for sure.
I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Like the wings on
Well,
Halo.
I suppose.
Everyone else got X's.
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either.
Well, I remember the second game. The first guy, Teru, got like a knife and fork though.
I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Right. I think the rooms. This is the middle one. Middle is perfect for such things. Okay, let's do that.
Oh,
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Point of entry from outside. He must be referring to. How did he know about this though? Let's kind of. What? Wait, what? No, it was the court. Oh, I can't.
There!
Wrong button. My bad. There we go.
You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
I don't like that he
If the
knows.
culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Oh, you're acting so sus now, buddy. Was I wrong? Highlight out as him. He might have helped, but I'm pretty sure it's him.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had...
What? Wait, but... Yeah, I tried to agree with him, so I tried to change his statement.
I was wrong!
What?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
light? You mean candle?
Did I turn that one?
I was wrong!
This is why I should have listened to all of it.
Sneaked in. Dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
So no? Or did I fail on that one?
The culprit sneaked in.
Yeah, let's watch the whole thing.
You... I mean, Kibo's flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second!
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second!
So true. And she would, with a little light, you could move around under the floor. Is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by
Ooh.
crawling under the floor.
Oh, because we would have been able to see the light.
Black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our
Yeah.
That's wrong!
Okay.
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
Were they
But
under there from the
when we
beginning
did
then?
the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way
Yep.
too bright!
Agreed.
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny?
Thank you, Gonta. Thank you.
Gonta think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from underfloor.
Yeah. 100%.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Okay. I need to run quickly to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So BRB everybody. I'm back. Let's go.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
The corpse didn't have any trace of blown paint, though.
Second game, first trial.
Yeah. So then, why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
It was Gontai, so
Tenko
smart,
was
and
in
I
the
hate
metal
it.
cage for the whole seance, wasn't she?
Yeah.
How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Skip.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back,
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
It's likely.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Kyo could have
wasn't
placed
killed when
the
the room was
rock
dark.
in the
It was a
correct like
different
orientation to make her like face the right way.
Different time?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads!
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Mute, no. Just no. Wait, come on. Mark Stone. Engage.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time.
Correct.
She was under the cage the whole time,
Yep.
and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Nope.
Like that.
Sheet.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
Oh my god, stop.
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Narg.
then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no down!
No. Take it up and kill during the sounds. Impossible.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was... That's wrong!
Try cheese. Throw it away.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Girl. Mew,
No,
you're supposed to be smart.
It's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
How?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Fucking how? This forward, I guess.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted.
Or the
that was the
thing
moment
on the
the
floor.
culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the and that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
Blood pink.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gap. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet, and that's none other than Kyo!
Okay, so that's not it. Must be home in the water somewhere. Which ends up.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
She was sitting down normally when she was in the cage. If you got a problem with that, then.
Oh no!
But I was because you.
The
You
blade's
wouldn't.
all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
But it was on the floorboard. How?
I was wrong!
What?
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
We're just gonna have to try everything.
Damn it!
The blade's all you need.
I tried.
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage,
Not this
it'd be
one.
long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
cut through your words!
Yeah, because this tells how she was sitting. This explains how she was sitting.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
I messed up again? How could this happen? I'm so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, don't join in on that one.
How embarrassing!
If Shinichi is right,
Oh, God.
then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance
It's
since
so
she was in the
fucking
cage, right?
obvious.
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't
It's
it?
from below the floor.
Yeah, for a living person. What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
You don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
Here we go.
Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
It doesn't always cut itself off, I guess.
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
Oh my god.
You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done
wait,
it!
I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
I know you haven't seen the cage, Kaito, but
If they were in there,
Buddy.
they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Maki? You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
It's also see-through.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
But I think they were camping out underneath the floorboards from before, not in the cage.
Also,
Girl.
the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
Let me move my face so you can see the three. Like one way I can think of this, like if I don't know, the day she's referring to. Huh? Rantaro? Wrong. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I wouldn't call it narrow-minded. I would call that too open of a mind. Actually, this is a worse placement because you can't see the hearts. I don't know. I guess you don't have to see the three. I covered my hearts completely last previous episode. That's not good. It's fine. I don't know. I'm gonna be in the way of the text no matter where I put this fucking thing. It's fine. I'll keep it there. Okay. I could go think of from inside the cage. Sneak attack? You yourself?
I was wrong.
Not him. If it wasn't Montaro, it's none of the dead. I don't see how he would have been able to do it. Cosplayer? Camouflage? Not Gonta. Inside of the cage? Nope. You mean Himiko? He's leading me. Okay.
Oh no!
Tsumugi? But she... I doubt it. Kokichi? But that doesn't make any sense because he was all a part of it. Kibo? Wrong. Who could have killed Tengo inside the cage at the time? I don't get you. It's the same.
Let it end here.
Text like always. Okay.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down in...
Just enough Rebecca took me.
If she was killed then,
What are you talking about? You don't say stupid stuff like that.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under the...
Well...
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done
Wait! I know! If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
Wouldn't need to hide in the first place. Herself?
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time.
The culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time.
I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
They she's referring to. have to hide in. The only one who was inside the cage that didn't have to hide is Tenko herself. Well, now I read it properly.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance.
Yeah, but I don't get how the thing could have ended up so far away then.
It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Agreed.
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
Like, she kind of said, like, goodbye to him, like, going away. And I did suspect Tenko when Angie was killed. Like, she's athletic. I don't know. But also stabbed through the back of the neck. And after stabbing yourself, you managed to use your arm, take it out, and throw it underneath.
There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
If that was it, why not just leave it inside of her own neck? And not
Maybe I
move
wasn't
the
too
floor?
far
I
off
don't
with the
know.
theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Hey, Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore. So she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
Oh wait, no, she would have to lift the floorboard, get a hold of the sickle, and then stab. But still, throwing it down, like, that would give her a reason to take the floorboard, like, up. But still, it's more likely that it was marked from before with the dried blood. And the one that did it just knew where to
She wanted to hide the truth
lay in
of her
waiting.
suicide.
And then they went underneath through to the other room and got up and then out into the hallway and then came.
Really? Why?
It could also be Kaito. I am a little worried now that I think about it, because he's been so terrified of everything happening that he might have done all of this to stop things from happening. Like, he killed Angie to stop the seance, the resurrection ritual from happening, and then he stopped the calling of the spirit, the seance, because he cannot deal with the type of occult, and he was sick all the time, so he couldn't help with the looking around as to not help the things that is happening. Let's see if he slips up and knows more than he
There
should.
could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
Oh god, I need to get his face to give
She
another
wanted
expression.
us to
Thank
pick
you.
the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep her chin up and live life facing forwards. Survive with me and everyone else. She
What
looks
if
so
all
nice
that
when she's
was
calm.
just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should should
What is up
believe
with
Tenko's last words.
What is up with Himiko and Ganta believing everyone on what they're saying?
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer.
Yeah, but that's an obvious thing that you would want to
Is it wise
hide.
of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
I like that she's still bitter about that.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Himiko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down.
Oh, the X is...
That's what I want to believe.
Me too.
Yeah, it is different from the
No one
others.
can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
Everyone have a
If you
little bit of
insist we
different X.
believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
Proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tanko would kill herself because of what she said. Ugh, I fucking hate it. Could you stop? Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. She said see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. You can still just like say that without meaning it. Like, you shouldn't be satisfied with that. And if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And back to the no, okay. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. Come on, cage child.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
I'm gonna listen to all of it
Her
first.
plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person. But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
Why can't it
Could've
mouse?
secretly brought the sickle. And then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she
last
threw
of
the
her
sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
I don't think it's that Tango committed suicide. But only because they're latching onto the easiest answer. To get out of this, I need to make them think the suicide theory won't work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Okay, hold on. Would the file actually help me? Because, like, use the last of her strength, I don't really believe, because a fucking sickle through the back of your neck is most likely gonna kill you instantly. Second was ultimate goodness. The victim's body was discovered on the fourth floor. I also forgot that the victim was stabbed in the back of the neck, resulting in death. It doesn't say it's instantly.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So
Is this
she
one
hid
then?
her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person. But if Tenko did commit suicide, It would explain how she died during the seance.
I'm
She
worse.
could have secretly brought the and then stabbed herself with it.
I like how
Finally,
creative they are
with
with
the
it.
last of her
Okay, that's no. Suppose unless her death was instant. Yeah, that's.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Okay, so his thing with this one. Okay.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Okay.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down.
Really? The rest of you.
I was wrong!
So far, suicide seems to be the
Tingle's
best
moment.
explanation.
Hole in the corner.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Open the file.
So she hid her true intentions.
Cage child.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
This one?
But if Tenko did commit suicide,
Hid on the hiding
it
the
would
thing?
explain how she died during the seance.
She could have sickle.
No, okay. She could have hidden the sickle under her clothes. Killer Girl says so, and then I believe it.
Damn it!
Yeah, but then it wouldn't make sense with the floorboards, though.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Okay, hold on. The cage child. In order to perform the cage child, you need to fight people, including the spirit medium. Including, okay, I'm done. In a dark place with no light, first draw the magic circle, press the make a diagram, and the spirit medium must place their forehead on the stone and curl up like a turtle. The center of the circle, make your forehead open. Place the iron cage over the spirit medium and pour it with the white cloth. And they place it on the head of the let us holding the presentation from the journal of light to make it into the dark. New preparation will be complete. The seance will commence once all four participants stand in the corner of the room. Then four participants will the spirit medium will sing. The cage will tell the name of the spirit and then okay. Yeah, we still haven't dealt with the duct tape. I guess we're really anyway. Hole in the corner. Of the room. No, this is held in the space under the floor so you can see what was dropped there. Also, how the fuck did we see from there? Because the site was kind of in the complete opposite direction. Tango's was the 3 feet high. Why switching cage placed it over Tango and Himiko removed it. Tango ball was on the bottom of the cage. I would say the top anyway.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
No.
So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Okay, I need to read my lenser. So Tango committed suicide, but only because they're latching on to the easiest answer. To get out of this, I need to make them think their suicide theory wouldn't work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
On his, maybe?
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then
And
stabbed
heals.
herself with it.
Finally, with the last
far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
And this one? No. Most likely I will try this.
Oh no!
I'm gonna die again, aren't I?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
But she didn't know about this thing beforehand.
That kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide,
So like the
it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
okay, maybe because okay, on his one with the caged child, because she wouldn't have known about like what was gonna happen and how it was being done. So she wouldn't know that the floorboard like
Secretly brought the sickle and stabbed herself.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
ah fuck it, hold on.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true
It has to be right.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength,
I'm gonna try this on everything.
I was wrong!
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
I'm just gonna try not
Her plan was to take us down.
wrong thing to hit. Fuck.
So she hid her true intentions.
I'll do it on the next one then I guess.
That kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
Already done it on
She
his.
could have sickle.
Oh no!
Suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us.
Okay. So it's not this one. Or it's the opposite, but no.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
I'm disagreeing with the people
Her
here.
plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Let's try again with on.
finally, with the last of her strength,
Let's just try this one on everything again.
Oh no!
See.
Suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down.
Oh wait. No. Okay.
I was
Okay. Not on this one.
So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that.
But if Tenko did commit, it would explain how she died.
She could have sickle.
Okay.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her
I
plan was
haven't-
to take us down with her.
It doesn't make sense.
So she hid her.
But if Tenko did, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
finally, with the last of her strength,
Nah. They
So far,
they
suicide
want
seems
me
be the
to
best explanation.
prove that the death was
Her
instant.
plan was to take us down with her.
I don't fucking know. I don't have much time here. I'm just trying everything now.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Wrong button. I needed the
Her
time.
plan was to take us down with her.
Okay, wasn't that one?
So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that.
But if Tenko did, it would during the seance.
She could have. The sickle.
Oh no! We can't let it end here!
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
Oh no!
To take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down.
Damn it!
I'm pausing here just like for time. I could also do this. Tenko died in a crouched position. The injury on the back of her neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately. Do I need to agree with Q? And say that... But... say that if that would have been true, then we would have had... What? Like the only way she would be able to get underneath. Maybe?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide,
She could have secretly brought the sickle. And then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last...
I'll reveal the truth!
I was mistaken. I was thinking of her last words, not her like last stance. I didn't read the thing because I thought I knew it. That was okay. That's on me. In the game about reading things, I didn't read. That's my fault.
Because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Stop that. That might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it.
Stop it,
My
Mike.
investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly.
Girl,
No doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
you were the Maki. You were the one who said there was suicide. How the fuck do you forget
Words
the
of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll?
Yeah.
You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway,
We're wasting so much time
Tanko
on this.
died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tanko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
A
Yes.
suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way.
Fucking
We're gonna figure it out.
guys, it's so easy.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
I'm not the brightest, but this is so fucking
If you
simple.
know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. No! Not again! Fucking stop! I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Ah! Okay. I tried sounding sounds.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
This thing.
There is something that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall, I think.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job
I don't know
was
if
to
it was
relight the
naked.
candles.
Fuck is that text?
Moving along the walls was seriously
Will you fucking shut up? It was pitch black in the seance. That limits what could have happened. Just stay calm. Think there must be some kind of clue.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
Okay.
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect.
I disagree. Second is memorized. Yeah, but that didn't fucking help. Okay.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect.
Agree with you? Because we have the book and can prove it?
I was
Nope.
wrong!
Okay.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The ritual was perfect. It failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough. Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect.
And yet it failed. How utterly strange.
What the fuck am I missing this?
Now that I think about it, I heard something fall.
I agree!
I need to read. I need to pay attention. My problem is I can't read and think at the same time. Or read and listen, rather.
I think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
We all heard it. Why is it yellow now? This text was white before. Yeah, also it sounds like falling, which I don't understand. Because the floorboard must have been lifted up.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor.
Or did they lift her up and set it all down?
What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Wait, did she on the floorboard fall down? And then they killed her and then they pushed her back up again? But didn't lay it down perfectly? What? Why?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
Agreed.
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboard.
A loud sound. Like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. The other thing that happened in the dark. I thought the cage collapsed on itself and squished her. Because it was loud. I'm thinking of the floorboard. This one?
This is it!
Yes! Thank God. We have a lot of evidences.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Did the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That's true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. What was it? What could it possibly be? I have a feeling they're gonna make me pick something and I have no clue.
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Okay, thank God. Not really, but anyway.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Cross piece.
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Okay, let me
Someone
listen.
who participated in the seance.
No.
Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
The culprit hid under floor,
Yep.
then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
Okay, maybe Gonta is right. It's someone standing up, but it could only have been him in that sense, and that doesn't make sense. Could have made a strong enough impact enough to lose. To think about everyone's testimony, combine it with the facts.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Hide under floor, then stood up with such might.
I don't know. Would be dead if the culprit hit their head on the. I thought they would have been dead.
Oh no!
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
We're just
Maybe
fluid.
the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Why?
Culprit hide under floor, then stood up with such might.
I wanted to try both of them.
Oh no!
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Crossbows under, dried blood under,
Judging
sound
from the
during
sound, there must
seance.
have been considerable force.
Magic circle.
Someone who participated.
Okay, let me actually read about this. Crossbows. Crossbows supported the floorboard in the room. The seance was held in. Only the portion that supports the floorboard were cut off. It wasn't broken naturally. It looked like something. Okay. If someone saw this thing then and there and it fell, that could be it. But also, that would make it sound if they saw it right then and there. Small amount of blood that was on the ground and the floorboards that his hands was held in. Quite far from when Teko's blood was dripping. Magic circle that was drawn with salt. That was drawn on the floor of the room where the sounds was held. After Teko's body was found, the magic circle was trampled on. That made it impossible to check the original shape. Really? Really?
Participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
I don't know. I want to disagree, but I'm not sure.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
Oh no! Hold on. No, wait. What? Hold on. I think it would have been difficult to move. We're doing the sounds. Because holding it down makes me lie? But it worked when I changed it up and what? I didn't lie. I'm so confused. This is gonna take forever. We're also not even halfway in this though. If anyone is chat, please help. So why am I wounded up here? When did that happen? Okay. Oh wait, it might actually be my. Wait, is it? Hold on, I need to investigate this. Because I have a ear piercing on top of my ear. Maybe. It doesn't make sense though, because it's only. I don't know. Is it on the other side? No, it's not. Maybe it's my earring. Interesting. Okay, getting distracted here.
The floorboard come loose.
What way did we come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Considerable force?
Someone who participated in the seance.
No.
Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Also,
Maybe the
impossible.
wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor, then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
What would have made a strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose? Think about everyone's testimony and combine it with the facts. So yeah, I'm supposed to agree with someone, so I'm not supposed to change a statement.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
This on Gondas?
Someone who participated in the seance.
That wouldn't make sense.
Maybe the wooden
Culprit hide under floor, then stood up with such might.
Damn it! So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor, then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
This one, maybe. Sometimes the mouse doesn't work. Okay.
Maybe the wooden statue
Shoot,
fell
down
over.
over 500.
Top of the
culprit hide under foot.
But we already said there was
Someone must have stomped.
Yeah.
I agree.
I need to listen to Kokichi more. Kidding. Did I hear him again? Is that the second time? I'm just not listening. I don't know.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
But still, it doesn't make sense because stomping.
The culprit, right?
Because, like, the stomping on it. It must. Did they stomp from below?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the crosspiece?
Stand to gain. That's the question. Access to the one up top. Just be careful about the cross piece of floorboard. Can I give a sentence? Tango's body was at one end of the loose floorboard, and the crosspiece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside of the cage, so it could have been stomped on. The unsupported part was outside the cage, which is the part why it's important that the circle was messed up after, I guess? I don't know. So it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, the other two were intact. One of them was right, under Tenko. The other was center, right, about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? Well, it was to make an opening? But also what? It was still pitch black. Not necessarily that easy to find the midpoint. And you would most likely be able to see the steps in the salt, like, immediately. Also the stomping. I'm not sure if any of us would be strong enough. Plus, if we stomped, Tenko would have been lifted straight up, not the cage itself. If we... What? Oh no! 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 Okay. A? I was gonna spell sounds. Seth? I don't care. I'm gonna die that minute. Oh my god.
we can't let it.
Okay, full health. Let's go. S. E. C. It's not E. E? C. Is through it. Seesaw. I think this is W. Seesaw. Action? Nope. Seesaw. Effect. Okay. Okay, words. Fucking hate hangers on it.
That's right.
Okay.
The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yeah, but still, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand.
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage, meaning if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that.
If there wasn't someone else
Unless they used the
underneath.
sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In
Agreed.
order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusion can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. I don't see how the seesaw action would what? Nope. Top of the cage? Between the victim and the floorboard? Next to the cage?
That's it! The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down.
Yeah, but how was it placed like that? Because we moved everything over. We were literally the one placing the cage. And there were no sickle there. And how could it end up underneath the floorboard afterwards?
The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place.
So the one... Kyo was the one who placed the tarp, which means he would have been the one that had to place the sickle? And then he removed it again afterwards. And somehow managed to throw it underneath the floorboard?
It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward.
Are they actually gonna
and hit
show
the
it?
blade on the top of the cage.
Yep.
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim.
Kibo.
That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Like, it could have been done, because Kyo was the one that placed the direction she was gonna lay in with the stone, which made it so that he would know how she lay like perfectly, plus he would draw the circle
That's fucking crazy!
so that he knew like which floorboarding could have prepped beforehand and all of that. But why?
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know?
And I guess he has the the circle memorized, so he would have been able to step around the markings? Maybe?
They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why's that?
But it has to be you because of the tarp. It's easy.
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
The thing though. Well,
Then the
hold on.
culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room.
Kokichi is the one that brought the tarp. FYI. No, Kyo must have had the thing on him when fixing the tarp, putting it in there. And he might have just sawed a hole in like all of the 3 floorboards. Like, we weren't allowed to check on anything
That
else.
is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
Just putting on some more warm things on my feet. It's fucking freezing. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one should we use? Let's use the middle one. That's the perfect for this such things.
Oh yeah!
Again.
Himiko was
That's
the
the
one who chose
3rd
the
time
site
we've
for
seen
the
that.
seance.
I'm skipping.
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
I'm curious to why he would want to stop all of these things though. That's the thing.
In the end,
I don't know.
Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Is it really cute?
Tenko? I killed Tenko?
God, don't believe that, girl.
Himiko? What's wrong, Himiko?
Is she gonna cry? It's true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. My god, the spacebar! Holy fucking shit. I don't know what's happening. Okay, the spacebar is a little glitchy. I'll admit to that. It's rare it happens, but it happens. Does that mean Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel? No, it wouldn't. Oh, intermission. I should go sleep, but I don't want. I should take my pills. I should eat. Ah, fuck me. Hit not that long ago, that's the issue. I need to take my pulse though. Okay, I'm gonna save it here. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break just to do whatever. We're keeping this, we're making a new slot. Why is this not class trial? No, intermission 1, intermission 2. 2 save point, 2 intermission, okay, 3 save point, 3 intermission, okay.
Well now.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick little break here, just do some maintenance things. I'm gonna cut the recording and start it back up again to get episodes, because I've been live for 4.5 hours now. So I'm gonna take a tiny bit of break, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Most likely, I don't know what to do, but anyway. I have one idea. Okay, I'll be back in not too long. YouTube, I'll post the next video tomorrow. On Twitch, I'll be back. BRB. Okay.